ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਿਸ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਥ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਮੰਡੇ ਟੂ ਥਰਸਡੇ ਸਵੇਰੇ 6 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 7 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਅਤੇ ਰਾਤ 10 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 11 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ, ਸੈਟਰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੁਪਹਿਰ 2 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 3 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਅਤੇ ਰਾਤ 8 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 9 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ। ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਜੂਕੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ, ਇਨਫੋਰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਪਾਰਟ ਹੋ ਸਕੋ। ਇਸੇ ਦੇ ਫਲਸਰੂਪ ਇੱਕ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਥ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਸੁਰਿੰਦਰ ਬੇਨਸ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਿ ਗਲੋਬਲੀ ਨਿਕਨੇਮ ਹੈ ਹੈਪੀ ਬੇਨਸ, ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਕੋਚ ਨੇ। ਨੈਪੋਲੀਅਨ ਹਿਲ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਰਸਿਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਇੰਸਟਰਕਟਰ ਨੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਹੀ ਰਾਹ ਦੱਸ ਸਕੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋ ਸਕਣ। ਅੱਜ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ 'ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ 'ਚ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਹਾਲ ਹੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਰੈਲੀਜ਼ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕਿ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਅਗੇਂਸਟ, ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਅਗੇਂਸਟ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਉਠਾਈ, ਤਾਂ ਹੈਪੀ ਬੇਨਸ ਨਾਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀ, ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ, ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਲਿਆ ਅਤੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਪਾਵਰ ਕਰੀਏ। ਵਾਈ ਨਾਟ ਟੂ ਇੰਪਾਵਰ ਦ ਯੂਥ। ਐਂਡ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਹੀ ਫਲਸਰੂਪ ਇਹ ਸੀਰੀਜ਼ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਬੋਲਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਰ ਫੋਕਸ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਆਰ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ। ਐਂਡ ਅਗੇਨ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਇਹੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋਣ। ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਸਮੱਸਿਆਵਾਂ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ? ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਪ੍ਰਿੰਸੀਪਲਸ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਾਵਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ? ਆਓ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ हैप्पी बेन्स ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। हैप्पी जी, सुरिंदर जी, वेलकम टू द प्रोग्राम।
थैंक यू सो मच दी, धन्यवाद ਤੁਹਾਡਾ। सलाम, सत श्री अकाल। सब तो पहले मैं शुक्रगुजार करना चाहता है। आई एम वेरी, इट्स एन ऑनर एंड इट्स अ प्राइड टू बी हियर एंड थैंक यू once again to bringing back.
Thank you very much to you that you are empowering our youth as well as the youngsters, and basically the focus of this talk, as I just introduced in my Punjabi introduction, is that we are going to talk about how we need to empower our youth because everybody is concerned.
Yes.
And especially in Surrey where we live, there's a big talk going around virtually in every home that what is happening.
Yes.
This community which has always had pride in its legacy, in its culture, in its rich heritage.
Yes.
Why is it that now we are facing some issues? And this is not just confined to our community. Basically, our community means, of course, the Indo-Canadian community, but the wider community also where we live, because we are a part and parcel of this society.
True.
So, as a success coach, what do you feel, Happy? What's happening? Why is this crisis all over the world when we focus on the youth that we are facing this?
Well, I'm very glad. That was a very powerful introduction you've given me, and it's a very brilliant question you asked me. I'm glad you asked this question. What I would like to add on it is that I have done some research recently, and according to the research statcan.gc.ca, the youth crime in Canada, according to 2014, there were almost 101,000 youth aged from 12 to 17 accused criminal code violation, excluding traffic, reported by police in 2014.
Okay.
And resulting in youth crime rate is 4,322 per 100,000 youth population, while the youth population makes us all the, let's say, 7% of the Canadian.
Okay.
So that's a huge impact. And like our 7% youth of Canada, and mostly they are into crime record, and that's not a healthy sign.
Right.
What I was thinking is, according to my research, says there's constant indecision is there. So indecision starts from after school, they don't know what to do in high school. After high school, they don't know what to do in college. And after college, they don't know what job occupation they should go and take around. So it's very, very critical thing, and even I was part of in my youth too. I have constant indecision. I don't know what exactly to do, what job should do, and I was drifting around like a ship without radar. And that's a very common problem. But I'm very glad you came up with this idea and to bringing this series, and I will try my best to share my experience and all the successful people experience too as well.
Right, great, thank you. So that's a very important, interesting point what you have raised. Statistics Canada points out that about 7% of the population in Canada is youth, but over 100,000 crime which they have indulged in, it's a matter of great concern. Now the question that arises is, what are the reasons do you feel as a success coach, you go and meet hundreds of people, thousands of people where you interact with the youngsters? What are their feelings? As you said, one is indecision, but that is a later part, because once you are growing, a child who is 12 years old is in school, is in grade 7th or 8th, and that's a time when basically they are very easy, taking everything very easy. What basically subscribes to all this? Is it basically the home environment which plays a major role, or we are lacking role models in this society today, or we are not being able to have good communication with our children?
Well, I'm glad you asked this question. And your circle, like youth circle, is the one of the reason whether will make them happy or they will make them unhappy. The circle will also identify whether they are successful or not successful. So basically, it starts from home too. And whatever the environment at home is, it's a decent environment, or it's like, fighting environment, or it's not peaceful. Harmony does count in youth age. And whatever they pick up from their home, and it impacts their life and in their brain. And second most important thing, the chunk of time they spend in the school. If the circle in school with the good kids are not there, and then it will drastically impact their mood and again depend on the success and failure. Well, suffering is always in a wrong direction. Like, suffering comes from always wrong thoughts in wrong directions.
Okay.
And most of the thing, we need to understand what is the purpose of our life. As Albert Einstein said when he was asked, like, what is the purpose, why we are here on planet Earth? He said, we all are here on planet Earth just to serve others.
Right.
And serving is our main purpose. So when we are serving, why not to serve with positive mental attitude? Now, coming back to the question with the youth, constant indecision, here is the root. Nobody wakes up from the bed and he's fear. There is a reason. First starts with indecision. With the indecision, the youth drift, like ship without radar. With drifting, what happens? Slowly they start worrying. They start worrying. And most of the time when you worry most, then you start fearing. The worry brings fear. And fear brings anxiety and leads you to all into drugs and alcoholism and all so many things. So indecision is the cause of all the main anxiety and all the fears.
Okay, let's go for a short break. We'll be back. As to when you talk about indecision, it's everybody. It's not just the youngsters, even elders also we see, even at home also.
True.
That is a major factor, what you feel, which can drift a child into various other ways, and which might lead them to some wrong way also.
Of life,
So we'll be back after this short break, and usto baad ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ what again, as you have pointed out, कि भाई why and what are the reasons, but what is the solution also, how we can work on those grounds.
Sure.
We'll talk about this after this short break.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For close to 50 years, Simpson Thomas has had the privilege of serving members of the Indo-Canadian community, the victims of car accidents.
ਆਰਡਰ ਆਫ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਨਮਾਨਿਤ ਬਰਨੀ ਸਿੰਪਸਨ ਦੇ ਤਜਰਬੇ ਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਐਕਸੀਡੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਪੀੜਤ ਲੋਅਰ ਮੇਨਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਸੱਲੀਬਖਸ਼ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੇ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਇੰਜਰੀ ਲਈ ICBC ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਮੁਆਵਜ਼ਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਣ ਦਾ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 6046898888।
Soon the ICBC will be implementing legislation which will severely affect your rights to get a just settlement. We'll be there for you.
How can we empower our youth so that they don't go astray? That's what we are focusing on in our talk today. मेरा साथ दे रहे हैं हैप्पी बेन्स ते गलबात चल रही है कि ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਨੇ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੇਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਾਵਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੇਂਜ ਲਿਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਆਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਹੈਪੀ ਜੀ, ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਨੰਬਰ 1 ਇਜ਼ ਦੈਟ ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਨੈਸ ਆਫ ਪਰਪਸ। that is the most important thing. If we are able to guide a child as to what he or she requires, then the chances of their going astray absolutely diminishes.
True.
But the question is the environment in which the children are living, whether it is home or in school or in university. In your research, in your study, as you pointed out, Statistics Canada has a very grimming, not a good picture about what's happening in Canada as far as the youth is concerned. But with your interaction with the youth and other things, what do you find? Why is it that they get enticed to these kind of things, and many times they get swayed away by that lure of that happy so-called living?
Well, glad you asked this question. What happened is there are certain type of people undirected, and they need to ask themselves this question: what do you want most in your life? Do you want, is it the money, is it a fame, is it a power, is it contentment, is it personality you want to have a peace of mind, or you want happiness?
Right.
Well, like a lot of things, and again coming back to the family also, they should be very cooperative. They are cooperative, they should be cooperative too more to understand have a family brainstorming week, once in a week, to sit down with their kids and ask, which direction, what would you like to do when you wake up from your bed?
Right.
What your heart says. So what happens most of the time when kid does something and the youth is doing, and parents may not encourage them, or they put their self-esteem, no, you should not doing that, or you should not do that, small little kid won't do that and all this. But understanding at that time, that stage of the life is very critical for them. Putting kids, youth's self-esteem down will increase their level of the anxiety, their stress. Any person's self-esteem is down, the person's anxiety, frustration, fear is up. If you see in any organization or any youth with high self-esteem, his or her self-esteem is like, the fear is low, frustration is low, anxiety is low. So it's basically understanding low self-esteem comes with our surrounding too, and we should encourage our kids to motivate them and ask them what exactly you're looking for in your life. And these kind of such questions should be very improved. Set out a 1 hour in a week and do a family brainstorming for the youth, understanding which direction you want, how can we help you, and that will really impact in their life too as well.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is to make them realize their definiteness of purpose.
Yes.
Brainstorming with the children, better communication with them, sharing your feelings with them.
Yes.
That will definitely help them be on the right path.
Yeah, and what I want to add on is too, there are 4 secret healthy and wealthy lifestyle principles. Very simple, very basic, and it's not only for the youth, it's for the adult and the parents too. The number 1 principle is forgive all others.
Okay.
Just forgive all others. Write down, wipe the slate out. Now what happened is, everybody in their heart and mind, everybody hates someone.
Right.
So what happened is, we are like storing that person in our mind and heart, and it takes a lot of room, so we are not growing. And when we hate others, we are hurting ourselves, not the person.
Right.
So forgive all others who have hurt you or betrayed you or cheated you or abused you in life. I know, just forgive all others. Move ahead, and you will do this for your good reason. Number 2, forgive yourself with kind eyes. Because you cannot clap with one hand, you need 2 to clap, right? And then with knowingly or unknowingly, you have said someone some wrong words and all in past, you've done some mistake or cheat or hurt someone. It's okay, we are human, we all do mistakes and all. So forgive yourself with kind eyes. Number 3, we should look ourselves at our best. Doesn't matter whichever country you're coming from India, Pakistan or Afghanistan, Europe or any country, or our self-esteem becomes so low when we come in a new country and we start to think, oh, whether I'm going to do a mistake or something, my accent is different, or maybe I'm not educated and all. No, look at yourself at your best. Put your chin up, be with a positive mental attitude, look at yourself at your best, you are going to do best. So don't put your self-esteem down again. Number 4 is very important. Don't worry about others, what others have done and what others are doing. Keep up with your pace and don't feel guilty. That's really important. If we are concerned with our own business and our own education and all, what others are doing, competing and all, rather than competing, we should create. Creating, when we create, we set up ourselves in a higher bracket of the successful people who sits on the pyramid. Like who sits on the mountain, you see the first sunrise and the first sunset. So these 4 very simple things, both even parents and youth should adopt that. I will say personally.
Okay, so you say these principles will help them because it's the vibration what you're having in your self also has an impact on your surroundings.
Yes.
Right. Okay, the question is now, you talked about the success principles. Napoleon Hill is well known all over the world. He's a master in this particular field of self-improvement, personal development. The first thing is definiteness of purpose. Sit with a child, talk with them, make them friends, and then try to find out or help them what they want to achieve in life. But if their esteem is low, they are feeling low at some point, it is the duty of the parents as well as the society to come forward so that they can like you said, the fourth point,
Yeah.
move your head with your chin high.
High, yes.
And if that is the kind of attitude you will have,
Yes.
then of course, a lot of issues, lots of challenges what you're facing will just dissipate.
True.
Great. So, Happy Bains, we will continue with our discussions in our
Sure.
future programs
Yes.
because success principles, if we incorporate those into our life,
Yes.
life can become very smooth
So
and
true.
we can enjoy. And because, of course, it's always said, learn from the experience of others.
So true.
And as we have Napoleon Hill, who is a master giant
Yes.
in this particular field,
Yes.
in our coming programs, I'm sure we'll be able to empower our youth and our other community members also in a big way. Thank you very much for being here,
Thank
and
you so
we'll
much for
continue with
calling.
the discussion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
calling. Thank you.